Hello everyone, welcome to season 1 of Catholic Discovery talking about saints. Today I'll be talking about Saint Maria Faustina and the Divine Mercy. Saint Faustina is often called the Apostle of the Divine Mercy. She was a humble Polish nun whose lives and writings have had a global impact on the Catholic Church. Through her visions of Jesus, she was entrusted with the mission of spreading the message of God's infinite mercy to the whole world. Who was Saint Maria Faustina? Saint Faustina was born Helena Kowalska in Poland in 1905. She came from a poor but deeply religious family. From a young age, she felt called to serve God, and at the age of 20, she entered the congregation of the Sisters of Our Lady of Mercy. Though she lived a very ordinary and simple life, she became known for extraordinary spiritual experiences and her deep devotion to Jesus Christ. She died in 1938 at the young age of 33. Her vocation in the convent. Faustina lived a life marked by humility, obedience, and prayers. Her tasks were often very simple, like working in the kitchen or the garden, but she performed them with great love. During her time in her religious life, she experienced many mystical or extraordinary visions of Jesus Christ, where he entrusted her with a very special mission to proclaim God's mercy to the whole world. The central message that Jesus gave to Saint Faustina is very simple but very powerful. That, that God's message is unlimited and it is available to everyone. Jesus asked Faustina to tell the world that no matter how great our sins may be, His mercy is even greater. He wants us to trust in Him completely, receive His mercy, and then show mercy to others in our daily lives. The divine mercy image. One of the most important things Jesus asked Faustina to do was to have his image painted, just as she saw him in a vision. In this image, it shows with a ray of red, pale light shining from his heart. That red ray symbolizes that red ray symbolizes his blood. The pale ray symbolizes the water that flowed from his side at the crucifixion. At the bottom of the image are the words, Jesus, I trust in you. The image is now recognized all over the world. This image as the image of the divine mercy. The diary of Saint Faustina. Jesus told Faustina to record everything he revealed in a diary. This book is called Divine Mercy in My Soul. It contains her conversation with Jesus, her prayers, and his promises of mercy for the world. Today, this diary is one of the most important spiritual writings of the 20th century, guiding millions of people in their devotion to divine mercy. The Divine Mercy Chaplet. Jesus also taught Faustina a special prayer called the Divine Mercy Chaplet or the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. It is prayed on ordinary rosary beads at 3 o'clock and is offered for the whole world of sinners and especially for the dying. The chaplet is a very powerful prayer that asks God to have mercy on the whole world and on us. Many people around the world pray it every day. at 3 o'clock, as I mentioned earlier, which is known as the hour of mercy. 3 o'clock is also the time that Jesus died on the cross. So if you're in some churches, once it's 3 o'clock, a bell rings. So a bell rings telling us that it's time to pray the divine mercy. Divine Mercy Sunday. Another request Jesus made for Faustina was the institution of a feast dedicated to Divine Mercy. In the year 2000, Pope John Paul II fulfilled this request when he declared that the Sunday after Easter would be celebrated as Divine Mercy Sunday. On this day, the church focuses especially on God's mercies, and many Catholics receive special grace through confession and Holy Communion. The Divine Mercy Novena. Jesus also asked for a novena, a 9-day prayer leading up to the Divine Mercy Sunday. This novena begins on Good Friday and lasts for 9 days, as I mentioned earlier. Each day has a special intention, such as praying for sinners, priests, and the faithful, or the souls in purgatory. Through this novena, the faithful prepare their hearts to receive the graces of Divine Mercy Sunday. Saint Faustina's canonization. Saint Faustina was beatified in 1993 and canonized in the year 2000 by Pope John Paul II, who himself had a strong devotion to the Divine Mercy. The canonization was very significant as she became the first saint of the new millennium. This showed how important her mission was for the world today. The Divine Mercy legacy. Today, devotion to the Divine Mercy has spread all over the world. There are Divine Mercy shrines in Poland, the Philippines, and many other countries, even Rome too. Millions of Catholics pray the Divine Mercy chaplets every day at 3 o'clock, as I mentioned earlier, especially at the hour of mercy. The image of the Divine Mercy can now be seen in homes, churches, and hospitals, everywhere, bringing comfort and hope to the faithful. Lessons from Saint Faustina. Saint Faustina teaches us 3 very important lessons. First, to always trust in God no matter what happens in our lives. Second, to show mercies to others, not just in words but in our action. And third, to pray for the salvation of souls, especially those who are in the most need of God's mercy. These lessons remain very relevant for us today. How to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet. So to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet, you start with the sign of the cross, then you recite the opening prayer, which is optional, then you recite Our Father, then the Hail Mary, then the Apostles' Creed. On each of the Hail Mary, on each of the first beats, the Our Father beats, you say the Eternal Father prayer. Then on each of the Hail Mary beats, you say for the sake of his sorrowful passion, and you respond, have mercy on us and the whole world. Then you recite, when you are done, like praying, like the way you pray the whole rosary, you recite Holy God. Then you recite the closing prayer. So for today's quote is, the greater the sinner, the greater the right he has to mercy, which is, this quote is from Jesus to Saint Faustina. Thank you for watching this video. May God bless your day and keep you safe. See you in the next video. Thank you.
There